Hey Virgo, we're here for your weekly tarot love reading, October 13th through to October 19th. This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and of course for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Virgo romantically. Now please keep in mind, Virgo, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. You're always more than welcome on my channel to take what works and leave the rest. So we're jumping right into it today, my loves, and we're going to see what could be coming toward Virgo this week in love. First message coming out today for Virgo says old school, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. Interesting. Okay. Somebody feels like they're overthinking something this week. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm replaying something over in my head, there's a couple of reasons I might do that. I might be trying to understand, right? So maybe there's a situation in your love life where something happened between you and your person and you're like, I don't really understand what happened. And you're replaying it over and over this week, trying to figure out what's going on. Sometimes we replay things to kind of reflect on our behavior, to be like, did I do the right thing? Did I do something wrong? Did I mess up? So I feel like there's overthinking about something that happened in your love life this week. I also get a little bit of doubt and a little bit of uncertainty potentially about where you stand with somebody. But let's see where it goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo. Ship, cutting ties, moving on, receiving what you need, progression, and arriving. It kind of feels to me like some of you might be considering leaving a connection, walking away from a connection. It could also be that somebody has done something to push you away, right? Because I do get the vibe that maybe there's been a disconnect or some sort of issue with you and whoever you're involved with. And now they've pushed you away this week and you're up in your head being like, what did I do wrong? What did I do to deserve this? Like, why is everything so messed up? Why did they cut me off? And you're trying to understand the situation. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo. Addiction, codependent, obsession and restraint, possession and control, and emotional block. Okay, so to be honest here, Virgo, what I see happening this week, if you're resonating with the energy, as always, take it or leave it if it connects. I feel like you're in a little bit of a pickle this week. I think that something has gone down with you and your person, and it kind of feels like they've cut ties with you. They've gone cold, right? This says emotional block. Now, honestly, the addiction card makes me think of addictions. And what are addictions? Addictions are things that are unhealthy. And so what I see here is like something has possibly happened between you and your person. Instead of them dealing with it in a healthy, productive way, they may have this emotional block. Maybe they've shut down. They're not talking. And now here you are this week, almost like obsessing about it, replaying everything over in your head, thinking things over again and again and again, trying to understand like what actually happened. What exactly did I do that made them go cold? What exactly did I do that has made them shut down? And where do we go next? So it definitely feels like a bit of an complicated dynamic. Here's what we're gonna do for the rest of the reading. We're gonna look more at this person. We're gonna look more at you, Virgo. So we're gonna look at their overall energy this week, what they could be feeling, what they could be doing. I will look at the same thing for you, and then we'll look at the potential outcome. So let's dig into it. Tell me about this person who's here for Virgo, please. Wow, okay. That is just a major confirmation of what I literally just said. You know what this card is? Five of Pentacles, leaving somebody out in the cold. It's like literally what I was just saying. It's like they've gone cold, they've detached, they're not communicating, they've gone silent, maybe they're giving you the silent treatment. There is a huge disconnect in the situation that's happening here. I'm gonna throw something out there that's coming to mind, may or may not be relevant. I almost wonder for some of you if you're dealing with someone who has some huge financial issues and I don't know, with the Five of Pentacles and the addiction, like there could be something related to like gambling, for example. I know that's highly specific. I'm just throwing it out there, but I almost wonder if maybe your person is in a bad situation financially and then instead of talking to you, they just got stressed and overwhelmed and just pushed you away. And I always like to clarify, this is not excusing the behavior. It's just giving a potential explanation, okay? Because here's the thing, if they're stressed and they act badly, I can understand why they did that, but it doesn't make it okay, right? So tell me more about this person this week. The Nine of Cups. I'm getting an interesting message. The message that's coming to mind, Virgo, is they've made you a lot of promises they now realize they can't follow through on. And so they're kind of, oh, hi, this is my little kitty cat. They're kind of embarrassed. And so maybe to deal with their embarrassment, they pushed you away? I don't know. Okay. Side note, Fiona, my cat, is here. Hi, because I've got her toy on my table. This is what we do in my house. I just got them this toy and they're obsessed with it, and it's like been all over the house. So did you come for your toy? Is that what you'd like? Here, do you want it? Go get it. Okay, Fiona can go play with her dill pickle toy. Anyway, that's my kitty cat. Oh, the color's gone a little bit weird. There we go. Okay, that's what we do at my house. I love to get my cats cool new toys, and that one was a huge, huge hit. So anyway, but yeah, like I was saying, I think they've made you promises, and they're now like, I can't back up any of the things that I promised Virgo. And now I'm embarrassed, and instead of dealing with my tough feelings, I'm just gonna shut Virgo out. It's very immature what I'm picking up on here, by the way. Tell me more, please. And then the 7 of Cups, yeah. They're being extremely confusing this week as far as I can see, Virgo, okay? Their behavior, if I'm being honest, I think makes no sense to you, right? You may have thought everything was going fine. That's why I think we're getting the energy of you replaying things over and over in your head. I think there's something going down between you and your person this week where you literally cannot understand what happened because something's going on for them. They're not talking to you about it, and you're just left out in the cold wondering like, what the heck happened? I thought we were good, and now you're acting like you don't want to be with me. Okay. Let's see what they could be feeling. The Knight of Pentacles, it's a slow moving energy. I don't think they're really moving things forward this week. Tell me more, please, about what they could be feeling. What the fuck? Okay. That's weird and interesting. It's a push and pull is what it is. So the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords are drastically different energies. One of them is like not moving quickly at all, and then one of them is moving like so quickly, sometimes without thinking. Your person's behavior feels very back and forth and very erratic to me, Virgo. That's what I think this is highlighting. It's like you can expect moments where maybe it feels like nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden they reach out, and it's like, you know, sometimes their energy is coming towards you, sometimes it's pulled back. You don't know what version of them you're getting. What else could they be feeling? Temperance. I don't know, you guys. This is Sagittarian energy. It tends to be an energy of like patience. So I'm not really sure what to do with this because part of me sees your person pushing you away, but then there could also be a moment this week where they're like, just be patient, give me time. Like, I think their behavior isn't going to make sense, if I'm being honest. Like, that's the big takeaway. However it plays out exactly for you and your person, it's like there might be moments where they're like giving you hope that things are going to work out, and they're like, just be patient, and they're coming towards you, but then they're shutting down and they're not talking. You don't know what's going on. They're being super confusing. That's the vibe of their energy that I'm seeing. Okay. Let's see what actions they could be taking. The Lovers, great. They love you. This is Gemini energy. This is the thing. Dynamics like this are obviously quite complicated, Virgo, because the issue is not usually that someone doesn't love you. So like they love you, but like the Lovers card is also about choices. They can love you, but if they're not actively choosing to show up and be in your relationship and participate in the relationship, like where the heck is it going to go? Tell me more. Yeah. This is wild. This is one of those readings where it's like, I think this person does love you a lot, but they might still mess everything up and break up with you with the 3 of Swords. That's literally what the 3 of Swords is. It's heartbreak. And it's an interesting combination to get the Lovers followed by the 3 of Swords, because it's literally saying like they love you, but they're still going to break up with you anyway. Right? Very weird behavior. And like I said, I think there is something that's driving their behavior. There's always a reason, right? It might not be obvious, but there's always a reason we're doing what we're doing. I don't think you know what they're doing because they're not being communicative about their situation. But to them, their behavior in a weird way probably makes sense, but like no one understands it because they're not communicating about what the heck is going on, right? I don't know why. I'm getting like, let me know if this connects. I'm getting like really strong shame and embarrassment. Like I said, they did something, maybe they don't want you to find out about it. Or they promised you something and now they realize they're never going to be able to follow through, and they're so embarrassed that they even said they would do that thing. And instead of just sitting down and having a conversation with you, they're like, well, I'm just going to totally cut Virgo out and push Virgo away, in a weird, very weird way, in the back of their mind, they might be thinking this is even what's best for you. You know, like it's really convoluted, but they might be thinking like Virgo deserves better, so I'm going to break up with Virgo. But like, they don't give you any reason or explanation. They don't even give you guys an opportunity to try to work through it. So like, the thing that I think is frustrating here is like, they're taking away your ability to be an active participant in this situation by unilaterally making the decision to just shut this down without ever talking to you. What other actions could they be taking this week? Six of Cups. They got some shit from the past, you guys. They got some unresolved stuff from the past. That's what I'm going to say. Six of Cups tends to show up when there's a connection to the past. I also think whatever is going on for them, whatever personal issues they have, something unresolved is here from their past. They have not dealt with it properly, and because of that, it's now showing up as a big problem. There's a big indicator here of something in the past, something they did in the past, something they experienced in the past being unresolved, and I feel like that's also contributing towards their issues and their unhealthy behaviors potentially, and everything that's going on. It's heavy, you guys. I'm sorry, but it is heavy, Virgo. So let's look at you. Tell me about your energy this week. The moon. It's funny, but it's not. It's ironic, right? Like, what is the moon? The moon is things that are hidden, right? And so when I look at this energy, Virgo, with the moon, it's like you have no flipping idea what's going on. Your person's not talking to you. They're not communicating. You are completely left in the dark here about what's happening. You know something's going on, but you don't know what it is because they're not talking to you like an adult. Tell me more, please. The King of Cups. Okay, but you love them. You have feelings for them. That's what always makes this complicated, right? You know, I think if you didn't love them or didn't care for them, you just walk away. The feelings definitely add that big layer of complexity, right? What else? The Nine of Swords, your energy. Super anxious. This is actually kind of what this oracle message was saying, right? Replaying events over in your head is actually what this card is in the tarot. The Nine of Swords is sleepless nights, replaying things over and over, getting up in our head. It's like that what if energy. What if I had done this in that moment? Would they have acted differently? What if I had said this instead? Would things be different? But from what I can see, this is not a you problem. This is a them problem. So you can try to rationalize your way around this until the cows come home, Virgo. But at the end of the day, you know, I think they got an issue. That has nothing to do with you. So you could try to figure it out, but it's not going to make sense because you don't have all the information. What could you be feeling? The Sun. To me, this is your desire to get back to the happy moments in the relationship. You know, all relationships, I think, for the most part, have really good moments. And then when we're in a really bad moment, like what we're kind of seeing here, I think it's normal to go into that place where it's like, well, I want to go back to the good times, right? I get it. I think it's natural. What else? Oh my goodness. Okay. Two of Cups, which is the soulmate card. It almost feels to me, Virgo, like you're saying to yourself, but I think they're my soulmate. My next question for you is based on what? And I'm not saying that to challenge you. I'm just saying, like, I've sometimes seen issues where we decide somebody like, this is my person, right? And so we decide that somebody's our person, and then we're unwilling to critically look at the relationship or let go of the relationship because a lot of it can be excused. A lot of the issues can be excused under this umbrella of, well, they're my soulmate, so it'll all work out. That, I don't personally agree with that, right? That's me. Take it or leave it. Like, I think we need to look at how people show up for us in the moment. And if they start acting badly and doing bad things, we need to look at that. And I don't think we should excuse that just because we've given them the label of soulmate. You know what I mean? And so I think sometimes we have to be careful because when we attach something so strongly to that person where you're like, I'm going to be with them forever and this is what it's going to look like, and then things really shift, it's like, it's hard to get out of that mindset of like, everything's great. It's like, it's hard to get to the reality of the situation sometimes. Tell me what else Virgo could be feeling. The Page of Wands. Yeah, I mean, you're very attracted to them. There's probably really good chemistry. We got some fire energy here with the Sun and the Page of Wands. I mean, there might be great chemistry. Maybe there's a bit of codependency going on, right? Maybe the chemistry has a bit of an addictive nature to it, and that's what keeps pulling you in. What actions could Virgo be taking? The World. It's like you want to wrap up this tough cycle and just get back to being happy. What else? Ace of Swords. Okay. That's interesting to me, Virgo, because the Ace of Swords tends to represent a breakthrough moment where we see things clearly and we get to the truth of a situation. I wonder if this is saying that at some point this week, you're going to start to see things differently with this situation, and you're going to start to see the reality of the situation you're in. Because what we're seeing here is a tough dynamic, right? And I feel like maybe part of this reading today is encouraging you to just start to look at the situation realistically, and then you can make a decision once you have the truth of what's going on, and you can decide what you want to do. Now, like I said, I think your person is keeping you out in the cold. So when I see the Ace of Swords, I'm like, I feel truth is coming your way. It's not necessarily coming from them directly, because we didn't see that they have a lot of capacity to be open and communicate right now, if I'm being honest. But sometimes the truth comes to us in unexpected ways. And I almost feel like something could be revealed to you this week. I'm like, it could be directly from them or not. My sense, honestly, is that it's probably not coming from them directly. I'm getting more the energy of like, you find something out or you see something, and then you're like, okay, I need to actually start seeing the truth of what's going on here, and then deciding what I want to do. What other actions could Virgo be taking this week, please? The Three of Cups. I think you're going to your friends and family for advice. That's good. I think we should definitely lean into our support systems when it's a tough situation. I'm also a little worried, I'm going to throw it out there with the Ace of Swords and the Three of Cups. This could indicate finding out about a third-party situation. I don't think that's the case for all of you, because I think for some of you, your person has other issues that are more like financial and maybe addiction related. But I also feel like, addiction, like I said, represents an unhealthy situation. So maybe you're finding out about a third-party situation that your person has put you in, and let me tell you, if you find that out, I think that's definitely going to change your perspective on what's going on here, right? It's tough. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's a bit of a tougher energy this week. So, moment of truth. Let's see what the potential outcome is. The Emperor. Okay. Tell me more, and then we'll talk about it. Queen of Swords. Clarity. Tell me more, please, about the potential outcome here. Seven of Swords. So, here's the thing, you guys. I don't think that this is going to necessarily be an easy week, but I think it's going to be an eye-opening week where you start to see the truth. I feel like with the Emperor, you're going to start to stand into your power and stand up for what you deserve and stand up for yourself. I think that you're starting to ask questions and starting to get clarity about what's happening. And then the Seven of Swords, if you're familiar, this is the Thief of the Tarot. It represents somebody sneaking around and lying. To me, it feels like you're going to get the truth of their behavior this week. And I do feel like I got to go back to the Sun and the Two of Cups for you, Virgo. It does feel like maybe there's been a little bit of denial of what actually has been happening, right? But now if your person's going cold and like cutting ties with you and pushing you away, I almost feel like there's something happening this week that is forcing you to confront the reality of what is going on in the dynamic. I think some sort of truth is going to be revealed to you, maybe through like an external way or a third party. And I feel like that's going to allow you to really accurately see the truth of your person's behavior. And then at that point, it's really up to you, Virgo, to decide what do you want to do with that situation moving forward. So I feel the energy this week is like bringing truth to the forefront so that you can almost take that really good hard look at this connection. And what I would be asking myself in this situation is this relationship still serving me? Is it still making me happy? Now, the reality is your person might make the decision for you, right? Like they might just cut ties with you and be like, I'm not talking to you and never talk to you again. Like that's a bit extreme. For others of you, I feel like their energy could be a little back and forth where it's like they come towards you, they pull back, they push you away. But I think that you're starting to see the reality of what you're dealing with. And I feel like the outcome is saying like, be confident in that Emperor energy, stand in your power, Virgo, get to the bottom of it, and then decide if this is something that you want to continue to be in or not be in. If you have the choice, they may make the choice for you as well, right? So if they make the choice for you and they break up with you, they break up with you. And I feel like you might, at the beginning of the week, maybe be in the dark about what has happened. And maybe by the end of this week, you've gotten a lot more information that even though I don't think it's going to be easy information per se, it helps you at least understand more of what has happened, and that can help you with moving on as well. So that's what I see for you guys. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated, do me a solid, give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And of course, I wish you love and happiness always, and we'll talk soon. Bye guys.